Hey, this is Yulia and welcome to my channel. Here I talk all things learning languages, traveling the world, living abroad and much more. And today we'll be talking about the best paying jobs for international students in Canada. If you are a student in Canada or you're planning to come study in Canada, you might want to get a job to cover some of your expenses. So if you're interested in learning more about making money in Canada, then keep on watching. But make sure to stick till the very end of this video and I'll share my top secret for finding a job in Canada as an international student. First things first, the minimum wage in Canada depends on your province. But let's say the average minimum wage is $14 because in Ontario the minimum wage is $14.35. In British Columbia it's $15.20. In Quebec it's $13.5. You get the idea. You can always find all these wages online. Second thing, people who work at restaurants, they might get paid less. This is totally legal. If you Google that stuff, you will find all the information on province's website. Why so? Because if you work at a restaurant, you will get tips. So they might pay you, let's say, $12 per hour instead of 14, but you will compensate with the tips. So if your employer offered you, let's say, $12, don't come at me being like, this is less than minimum wage. Yes, and it's totally legal here in Canada. The most popular job for international students is a taxi driver. Here we're talking about Uber, Lyft. You can make anything from $16 to $19 if you work, for example, for Uber, and you can make up to $22 if you work for Lyft. But the thing is, Lyft is available in Toronto and not available in Montreal. So before you apply, please check what cities do have Lyft and which cities do have Uber. So what do you need to become a driver? First of all, a driver's license, preferably a Canadian one. So if you are still thinking about moving to Canada and maybe working as a driver, make sure to get a driver's license in your home country, and then once you get to Canada, don't forget to exchange it for a local one. It might not affect your employment situation, but it's better to have a Canadian driver's license if you're planning to work as a driver in Canada. Also, you will need to speak good English or good English and French if you're planning to work, let's say, in Montreal. But again, they will not ask you to pass an IELTS exam or something like that. Just make sure that you can communicate well with people, and that's all that matters. You can always go to Uber website, to Lyft website, and then find a page, work with Uber, work with Lyft. The second category is kinda relevant to the first one, and it is deliveries. Anything from Uber Eats to FedEx, DHL, good food deliveries, you name it. Again, you will need a driver license because most of the deliveries are made by car, but let's say in Montreal, Uber Eats delivers by foot, so you can walk, or by bicycle. So if you don't know how to drive, you don't have a driver license, or you haven't exchanged it yet, you can always ride your bike or even walk. But again, check your city's requirements. Job number 3 is a call center representative. So if you're good with people, if you like communicating, or maybe you want to practice your English. I mean, a call center is not the best place to practice your English, but let's say you have good English knowledge, but you want to talk more. You can always work as a call center representative. Basically, anyone, literally anyone will have a call center, from banks till cell phone companies till malls or like stores. So if you go to career section on any website, any company you like, you can find call center jobs. Again, you'll need good English for those type of jobs, but don't worry if you have an accent, because I know many people are like, oh, I'm super shy, I have an accent, my English is not perfect. Don't worry, it's totally fine. As long as you can talk to people, understand them, and help them solve their problems, you'll be totally fine. Call center representatives' salaries start at $15 per hour and they can go up to $20 per hour. Again, it all depends on the company, because if you work for like government of Canada, I feel like their wages might be slightly higher than if you work for I don't know, IKEA call center or something like that. But again, check all the wages, check all the compensation online, because this information is available. Speaking of helping people, number 4 is a tutor. Basically, if you want to help your peers with some school subjects, you can always work as a tutor on campus, off campus. I know you can even work as a teacher's assistant in some colleges. When I went to the college, we had some people from second year, third year helping teachers with teaching. So they were helping other people, they were making money. Another good thing is that you will not need to leave your campus. So basically you study and then you go work on the same campus. This is perfect, I think. How much can you make as a tutor? I think it all depends on you, because if you work, let's say, on campus, your minimum wage can start at $15, $20 per hour. But if you teach in, let's say, online, if you work for a company, if you just teach, let's say, your mother language and you offer your services, I don't know, on Facebook, you can ask for like $30 an hour, $40 an hour. Again, it depends on what you're teaching, because if, let's say, you're trying to teach English for $50 an hour, I wouldn't pay that amount of money for an English lesson. But if you're teaching something, I don't know, like physics, quantum mechanics, I don't know, whatever, some difficult stuff, yeah, $50 an hour sounds reasonable to me. And if you're a fan of talking, you can always work as a receptionist. So number 5 is a receptionist. Any place basically will need a receptionist. My tip will be go to smaller places, to like local places. Because if there is, let's say, a chain restaurant, it's gonna be so long to do all the like hiring and stuff like that. If you go to a small family-owned restaurant in Little Italy and you say, Giovanni, I would like to work for you, and Giovanni will be, okay, yeah, that's good. You don't need to be like, doing all this corporate hiring stuff. He's gonna be like, okay, show me what you can do. That's it. So again, a receptionist is pretty much the same as a call center agent, but with the receptionist job, you might need to make reservations for people, take reservations, maybe even order some, office stuff. Again, it depends on the place you work at. Again, just go to your local gym, to your local restaurant, and ask them if they have any receptionist jobs. As a receptionist, you can get anything from 18 to $20 per hour, because if it's a corporate job, yeah, it might be like, 18, $20, but if you talk to Giovanni and be like, Giovanni, I don't want $20, I would like 21. Giovanni might be okay with it, but I don't think you should be aiming for like, I don't know, $30 per hour, because it's not reasonable, but anything up to like $22 is perfectly fine for a receptionist job. And speaking of restaurants, you can always work as a server, as a waiter, as a hostess. Those jobs are available all the time, everywhere, because people always eat. No matter if it's COVID, no COVID, restaurants, they're always hiring. Yeah, maybe not during the COVID times, but you know what I mean. Restaurant jobs will start at around $11 to $12 per hour, but you will always make tips, unless you work in the kitchen or as a dishwasher. But if you work on the floor, meaning serving people, you will always get tipped. Don't forget about that too. For this one, you might need some experience, because if you're a new server, it's gonna take so much time to train you. But if you have experience, at least you know what's going on in the kitchen, on the floor, on a bar, so you will not spend weeks just of training. The next one is for my corporate folks. If you would like to build a career, try working at big corporate stores. For example, IKEA or Canadian Tire. You can always start as a, sales associate and then make your way to becoming a manager or something like that. So the entry-level jobs will start at around $13, $14, again, depending on the province. But if you become a manager, you might make up to like $20, which is a good thing. And I know some people who started as salespeople and now they're managing a whole store. I mean, that's a good one. Especially if you're studying for like 4 years, you will need a job for 4 years. That's perfect. Another way to make money as an international student is to work at hotels. Hotels have a whole bunch of different jobs, from housekeeping to front desks. Again, the salaries would be around $16, I would say. You will need good English for sure. You might need some experience because making and taking reservations is for, I guess, responsible people who are very detail oriented, because if you mess something up, people might not have a place to sleep that night or something like that. So if you're good with people, if you like talking to people, if you are very, detail oriented, then the front desk would be perfect for you. Also, they hire a lot of bilingual, trilingual people. So if, let's say, you speak English and you speak Chinese and you speak, I don't know, Ukrainian, that would be even better because there would be tourists coming from different cities and countries staying at the hotel. So your 3 languages might be a huge bonus for this position. The next job is for tough guys, like Sergey from Russia. So movers. If you are a strong guy, you can always move furniture. Again, you can work for a store like IKEA. They always hire delivery/movers. You can always work for moving companies. So basically they come, they wrap the whole thing and then they move. Some companies even move houses, literally take the whole house and move it. Salaries start at 16, 17. Again, it depends on the company. It depends on the project. Because if you're moving a 3-floor house, I don't think they're gonna pay you like $16. It's gonna be like 20 or 30. If any of you have worked as a mover, let us know what are the salaries, because I feel like it's a minimum wage kind of job, but if you're moving a lot of stuff or it's a huge project, you might get more than that. And a bonus job for lazy people. It's any work on campus, starting from Starbucks, cafeteria, library, tutoring, like anything that is on campus. You will be literally studying and working in the same place. So if you study from, 9 till 3, you can work 4 to 6, 4 to 7. Like, this is perfect. And if you live in a residence or next to your college or university, you don't need to move at all. And here's my pro tip for finding a job right away. Start with seasonal positions, and then they will offer you a part-time job, a full-time job, or will just prolong your contract, because there are always ads for Black Friday. Black Friday is a mess everywhere. In Canada, in the US, stores are hiring extra people because they cannot handle the amount of sales going on. Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, Christmas, Easter maybe not that much, but like Christmas and Black Friday, you will get a job right away. Also, for any flowery holiday like Mother's Day or Valentine's Day, I would literally walk in Montreal. There would be huge signs on the windows saying, "We are hiring, please come help us," because people buy a lot of stuff during the holidays. So stores will need extra help. So keep that in mind. If you come in, let's say in September, they will be hiring for Black Friday and Christmas. So that's your moment when you need to go and apply and be like, "Hey, I would like to work for, let's say, Black Friday," and then be like, "Oh, I want to work for Christmas and then for Easter," and then You get the idea, okay? And this is it for today. I hope the video was helpful. As usual, you can support me by giving the thumbs up, sharing this video with your friends, and I'll see you very soon. Bye!